What's up, Ham Fam? It's your girl Jizzy here with another episode of Hard as a Mother. We are at episode 11, and here with me today is Har. Hey, Har.
Hey, how's everybody?
Feeling a little loose now.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on? You know what? I'm super excited for this weekend.
I know. We're going to have a huge slumber party.
We haven't had a sleepover since we were kids. So this weekend, it's my son's birthday. He's turning 15. Holy shit.
You have a 15-year-old girl.
Wow, you have a 15-year-old?
Yeah, I have a 15-year-old. So we're going to have a small dinner, and then we're going to have a sleepover at Gisele's house. And then the kids are just going to go play. We're just going to let them play like the following day. But I think the sleepover is more for me and not for the kids, because I'm so excited to stay up and I don't have to drive home and I can drink and
Yeah, you can.
yeah, shoot the shit.
Yeah. So that's what we got going on this weekend. So Tuesday, one of my favorite days of the week because we get to record. And today...
And drink wine. You know that,
and
right?
drink wine, yeah. It's just another excuse to drink.
That's pretty
hang
much
on.
why I'm here. Thanks, ladies.
A little ASMR for you guys. So today I asked someone who's very near and dear to me to come on our show today because honestly, she is one of the most interesting people that I know. And I have always told her that whenever I go and visit her, she's my aunt, by the way. Whenever I go and visit her, I always leave with so much more than with what I came, you know, and it's I always feel good. So anyways, she's here with us today. She's our special guest. Her name is Maria. Hi, Maria.
Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
thanks for coming.
That was so sweet. That was so sweet.
You like that? You like that?
Yeah.
So I always, every time I meet with her, we always smoke a joint. And today we kept that tradition. Smoked a joint before this episode. So it's Har's turn to get a little loose. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers,
Cheers.
ladies.
Cheers. So, I think today's topic is going to be one fucking spicy one. And I feel like there's just so, like, it's such a...
Deep breath.
Yeah, deep breath. I just feel like this topic is, it's hard, obviously. And it's one that we don't ever think that we're ever going to come across throughout our life. So we're going to talk about separation, divorce, and what the fuck next.
The big D.
And it's not dick.
It's not the
it's
good
not
D.
dick. It's like
It's not the D you want.
So, Maria, obviously you are going through right now currently
Yes.
divorce. Are you divorced right now or are you
Going
finalizing?
through the separation, going through the whole lawyer thing. Oh
Yeah.
my God, that's fun. And yeah.
And how
like,
long has it been since you guys filed for divorce?
Oh, it's almost 3 years.
Jeez, you want to move closer into
Oh, sorry.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's been 3 years, and it's a process. It's a process. Divorce is not an easy thing.
Can I just say that you fucking get married within a day, but to get rid of somebody, it
I
takes you
know,
3 fucking
right?
years? What the fuck? Should we even get married?
And
like
lawyers are involved, and it's just, and then the therapist and everything that you have to go through. Yeah, divorce is pretty rough, but it really shows you the type of person you are and the type of people that are around you. Like everything is bare and open when you're going through a divorce. Like,
Do you find that when you're going through a divorce, you'll really find out who's truly, truly there for you,
Oh, yeah.
whether it's friends, family, or whomever?
yeah, and some people, they really just step up. Like people you wouldn't even think are going to be there for you are
Yeah.
there. So in a way, it's a good thing, right? Like if you're not happy, and I wasn't happy in the relationship, and you know, in my generation, it would have been considered a failure.
Yeah.
And that's a hard thing to swallow, right? Like to fail, but I had to do that to learn, to become myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really like, I thank him for giving me a beautiful son, and he's a great dad, crap husband, great dad. So I'm looking at the positives. He's an amazing father.
So it's funny because I always talk about this. I mean, do you think when people separate or go through a divorce, ego is always number one besides their child?
Yes.
Because ego it's fucking hard. It is.
But ego is what drives us. And the thing about divorce, it shows you your ego. God, I really had to come to terms with some of my own selfishness. And being a mom of a special needs child who's absolutely amazing and who's taught me so much, I had to step back and think of him. Like, really think how he's going to handle this.
So when was your turning point where you were like, I need to fucking throw my ego out the door? Like, was it instant, or were you like doing certain things and then you're like, oh, fuck, like I really shouldn't be doing this, but ego just keeps coming into play?
God, I'm constantly checking myself, always. It's a constant thing, always reminding yourself, maybe I shouldn't be saying that about that jackass, you know?
In front of your kid. You can say it under your breath or behind.
Yeah.
Fine.
Or, you know, with your friends,
Yeah.
you wind up. And that's another thing, too. Going through a divorce, it's really important to have a good support group.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. And thank you. You've been there for me. It's been, through all the
likewise.
craziness.
Yeah.
And women need to know, hey, man, it's okay to make a mistake.
Yeah.
Right?
And
And to
that's-
do a recourse.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about today, why it was important to remind everybody that it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
And the more...
And at any age.
Yeah, any age.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Because I'm old. I will admit that totally.
Guys, no, you are...
You're not old.
I'm.
We're going to ask our viewers how old they think you are.
So
Let's
I
not
can't
say
say
it.
it. So I
No,
can't
you
say
can't
it.
say it. We're going to ask them. So you can't say how old you are, and we're going to ask the viewers, and then we'll tell
And then
you
we'll
after.
let
They
you
already know I'm
if
old.
they think you're old.
They're going to be like 35. See?
Oh my God, today someone told... Who was it that told me I look 21?
Nice.
Yeah. That was Mike Cervo. Hey,
Take
what's
it,
up?
take it.
He's on the up and rising.
Thank you for that
He's coming.
compliment. Yeah. He's like, you guys look too young to have kids. I'm like, well, I'm 33. He's like, I thought you were 21.
Thank
But anyways, sorry, I digressed.
Asians.
Okay, so we're not old. Continue.
What was I talking about?
I knew you were going to ask that. Okay. So
Right in my face. I'm like,
everybody's just sipping their wine. It's like, I don't even fucking remember what I'm
I
talking
know,
about.
I'm like, what?
Okay, so obviously we've talked on this podcast about toxic Asian culture. So, because we come from a Filipino background, family, whatever it takes to keep your family together, that's what you were taught. No matter if you're happy, sad, whatever, you fucking put that smile on your face. Did anybody from your family kind of blame you for the separation and the divorce, thinking like, nah, well, maybe you should have done this, then it wouldn't have been this?
In my family, in all honesty, they weren't surprised. In my family, they weren't surprised. And in his family, that's a different story. I didn't meet up to par. And it's such a struggle being in a culture.
Sorry, do you want to
sorry.
just move in closer? Thanks.
It's such a struggle being in a culture where everything needs to be perfect.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Instagram, a cultural Instagram.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you got to put on the filter and you got to be happy. Doesn't matter what's going on in the background, but this is what you have to show. And like raising a child now and knowing what kind of pressure that put on me, there's no way I would do that to him.
Yeah.
You know, like I think it's just a different generation, a different way of parenting. And that's another thing. Parenting is so freaking hard right now because you got technology. Like, I feel bad for you guys. You have technology. We've got the pandemic. Like, how do you deal with all of this when we don't have a blueprint? And on top of that, our blueprint might have been all screwed up anyways, growing up.
Yeah.
So, like, I applaud you guys for going out there, doing the research, and advocating for your children.
Oh, well, thank you.
That's, because I know growing up, children weren't treated that way.
No. It was just always, it's whatever the adult says is right.
Yeah.
And now it's more about purposeful parenting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which
absolutely.
Why we want to have people talk about it, because I was crying to Har the other day about how, like, I'm trying so hard to be a good mom so that Ava doesn't grow up fucked up like I was, like we're all a little fucked up. But like I remember going through my 20s and I'm just like, what? I never knew I was so lost. And I was like, why am I like this? Right. It wasn't until after I had a kid that I was like, okay, I get it.
Kids do that to you, man.
But I can change that. Right.
Yes,
and that's what
absolutely.
you did.
Yeah. I mean, kids are amazing because, like I was telling you, kids are like the ultimate yoga practice. Like, you have to be there and present. And it's also a privilege, I think. Watching these little beings develop and exploring the world and experiencing it.
And before you had a kid, did you ever think that that's what you would be into?
Oh my God, no, I was the most
Exactly.
selfish, egotistical, self-centered twat, really.
But you know what? I have to give you props for that, because anybody that can't say they're a fucking twat or they're a fucking asshole or there's something wrong with them, I really feel like those are the people that really have a ton of skeletons. Like, I mean, like deep rooted yuckies. You know what I mean? Like, it's also refreshing to just say things that you've been bottling up, because it really takes a weight off your shoulder.
Absolutely. And, because I did that my whole life, right? Like, I was programmed to be a certain way.
Yeah.
And when I didn't fit that mold, then it was like, ugh, don't need her.
And then
around.
that's when people start talking about you.
Oh, yeah,
and talking
for
about how
sure.
you've changed or how you're doing.
And then you wind up rebelling
Right.
and then doing all the things that.
I also think it's just growth. I mean, I do have some friends that are not just friends. I have people that have been very close to me that are like, that's not the Harleen, or that's not whatever. And it's like, you know what? You're fucking right. I am not the same Harleen. I'm not the same piece of shit. I will, if you don't elevate with me, you're going to fucking get left behind. I'm ready to level up. And if you don't contribute to, or even I don't contribute to you leveling up, then there should be no relationship between the two of us.
It's amazing the way people are starting to construct their lives, right? Because I was talking to you, Ash, and you are about, like, you guys are creating your life right now, and that's so cool. I didn't have that opportunity, and I'm only
You can't say it.
Okay, that's right.
You can't say it.
So
our viewers need to figure out how old you are.
X amount of years.
My X amount of
older than
years,
us.
right? So I got to see some stuff.
Yeah.
And this is, you guys are taking advantage of the technology and the opportunities out there right now. And you guys got to give yourselves credit for that. And also, your kids are watching this.
Yeah.
Right? They're watching you live your dream. Because think about what your parents used to do. I know my parents, bitch about like, their work, right? And then, so what does that put in your head as you're growing up?
Yeah.
Work sucks.
Yeah.
You guys are creating this whole...
Hold on. Work sucks, but work hard.
Yeah.
Like, it's like...
No, dude. Like, what you guys are creating, you're going to be working hard, but this is a passion.
Yeah.
Doesn't even feel like work.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like work.
No.
It really doesn't.
And this is what they mean about, like, if you find a passion, then you're never going to work again, ever. Right?
Yeah.
And I tell my kid this. And whether or not he understands it, I'm hoping that one day that internal voice will come back.
Yeah.
And he'll remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and right now I'm taking this opportunity in this stage of my life.
Yeah.
To learn some stuff from my kid that I didn't go through when I was in my own early childhood development.
Yeah. Do you think that in during your childhood, leading up to where you are right now, like especially because you're going through divorce, did it play a factor in
yes.
in like how your marriage is kind of just dissolved? Like, did stuff that you learned?
I had no
as a
idea how to
child?
be in a relationship.
Yeah.
I didn't have that model of being in a relationship, because in the Asian culture, it I don't know how to really explain it. It needs to be perfect. And if it's not perfect, then it's just whatever. And this is what I grew up with. So that's the model that I guess I followed, like, you know, subconsciously or whatever, because as humans, we always gravitate to what we know.
Yeah, what we're comfortable with.
Yeah. So even if it was painful growing up, that's what we know. So we kind of replicate that, probably in hopes to fix what happened, right? And I accept the fact that I did that. I went through that, and I'll be damned if my kid goes through it.
Yeah.
You know? So, but even if he does, it doesn't even matter, because I know I'm going to be there for him.
And not like to stem from the purposeful parenting, it's also worth it to have like purposeful relationships, like not just staying together for the sake of being together. Like,
Yes, that was a big one.
Yeah. And like for me,
I know
didn't
people that
realize
are still together
But
that shouldn't be together.
We all know those people.
But that
like,
is so detrimental, ladies,
is. It
because
is.
I was the product of that.
Yeah, for sure. And the
Yeah.
thing is, like, it wasn't until after I had a kid as well that I was like, okay, I'm going to level up on my parenting by making it purposeful. I'm going to research. I'm going to do whatever. And it's something that I'm really passionate about, which is why I do this. But then I realized, okay, it's time to get my relationship as well on the board to level up. So then we're now purposefully trying to make a meaningful relationship rather than just we're parents to this kid that we made. You know what I mean?
That's
So
amazing.
I just want to make sure that we all grow together. So everybody's going to grow, you know, you, your kid, your partner, whatever. And it's not just about staying together for the sake of staying together like it was back in the day in this culture.
Well, I can have some opinions on that one too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, women were treated differently back then, right?
Oh, yeah, totally.
So it wasn't just, I think it was like in the 70s when we just recently were able to have our own credit cards. That's messed up.
Jeez. That's crazy.
Right? So the stuff that we're doing now, yeah. And also, if it's not working with your partner and you are unhappy, it is okay to say, hey, man, like, I'm doing this for our kid.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I guess it's the purpose or the perception that you take in whether to stay or not. Like, it's no good to stay with your partner if you're unhappy and you're being a martyr. That's not a good... That's not a good message for your kid either.
I think that also builds resentment as a child, because I mean, my parents didn't have a perfect marriage. Like, honestly, I think it was probably in my late 30s where I actually encouraged my mom, and we were all grown adults, encouraged my mom to leave my dad, because I was seeing... I was seeing things that he was doing that fucking irritated the shit out of me. And no one said anything. So I have 3 older brothers. I'm the only girl, the youngest. So, of course, you were told to fucking shut the fuck up, pipe down. Your opinion doesn't count. It really didn't. So this is probably why I'm feisty as fuck. And I feel like I'm like big dick energy all the time, because I'm like, no, that shit's not going to fly, because I've been suppressed for so long.
But you know what? That's amazing, because your son is witnessing a strong woman.
Yes, I tell her that all the time. And you know what's funny is that she bought 2 books on trying to be like a calm parent, and she put it in
people.
You guys know what I'm talking about, by the way. She put it on her Instagram and said, "Oh, I'm going to read these books. Thanks for the recommendations." And she message after message, people were going, "Calm, ha! You're not
like,
calm.
I love
all.
you. Calm. Yeah, good luck with
But
that.
I also told her, I'm just like, well, you know, with you, there's never a dull moment. It's because you're never calm. And it's just, that's your best quality. So it's not a bad thing.
So, and my point was, I'm going to divert. So my point was that,
Pineapple.
my point was that, after a while watching my mom go through that, like, I've seen her go to the bathroom and cry silently. And I'd ask her what's wrong. She wouldn't say anything. She's like, nothing, go away, go away. And even if I was mad at my dad, my mom would say, he's still your dad and it's fine and I'm okay. I was like, okay, because you're not fine. I was just like, you should just leave him. Like, don't tell, like, I was so mad at him when he would call my mom stupid until the one time that they were staying with me and I heard him yelling at my mom and I fucking went downstairs and because they were moving to a new place and they just were staying temporarily with me. I walked downstairs and I'm like, excuse you, don't call my mom stupid. We don't use that word in our house and no one fucking yells in this house. Well, no one will probably believe this because I'm so high energy, like, fuck this, da da da. But the thing is, I also am mindful of how I use my voice and my tone of voice when it comes to my son. So I'm still trying to work on that because even a slight range of pitch my voice goes, Jaden says, why are you so mad? I'm like, I'm not mad. This is my fucking normal voice. I talk like this all the fucking time. Like, what's wrong with you? You know, and then I was like, okay, just calm. I promise you people, I'm going to be calm.
Like I said,
I'm going to fucking
ultimate
listen,
yoga.
I'm competitive. And if I have to, I'm going to
ultimate yoga. That's what kids are.
You know, and I feel like even now as adults, if we don't say anything that is a bad behavior and call that shit out, it's gonna continue. Mm-hmm. I told them, I was like, I don't want this yelling. I don't want you saying that to my mom because don't ever think that it's going to be, bless you.
I don't have COVID.
I'm like,
Brian needs to sanitize all the microphones now.
I'm fine.
So I don't want Jaden to think that it's okay to treat people like that, especially people you love. You shouldn't fucking do that.
no, it doesn't matter who it is, right? I heard a saying once, you teach people how to treat you. Mm-hmm. And I mean, easier said than done, right? Mm-hmm. Especially when you've been conditioned, like in the Asian culture, that you have to perform really for people. So we were never really taught how to teach other people. Like, it's called boundaries, I guess.
Yeah.
I just discovered this in
Boundaries.
Boundaries. But I never knew what boundaries were.
Yeah, no.
What's your boundary?
Girl,
Just kidding.
what's your boundaries?
You know what she's been fucking doing to me
Okay,
lately?
you don't have to say it on air.
No, I'm going to because
What?
Okay, so she was on the boat in Victoria and she was cold. So she comes up behind me and fucking slides her hand under my armpit and she's like, I'm cold. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? So she's like, I do it to Mark all the time. So now when she sees me, she slides her fucking hand under my armpit and tells me I'm cold. So the other day she was sitting on the table or whatever. We were talking. So she wasn't paying attention. So I slid my foot under her
you're so
armpit.
gross.
I know that's gross. I hate feet. But I was like, I'm going to fucking show you. If you're going to keep sliding your fucking hand under my armpit, I'm going to slide my feet under your armpit.
All right.
Good for
Well, I
you.
didn't realize that was a problem for you until now.
That's okay. I kind of like it. It's our thing. Whatever. It is what it is.
Oh, now all my listeners are going to think I'm the armpit.
So,
fetish
anyways, if Giselle's around,
like
don't
that superstar.
fucking let her have like two, like, you know when they're
Did I just
practicing.
do that? Oh, I forgot. This isn't a podcast, is it? This is going on YouTube, but I've been doing
girl. Oh, it's a
this.
podcast, but yeah, it's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's fine.
Damn it. Superstar. Like, oh,
Anyways, that
superstar.
is hilarious. Anyways,
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
look at this. We're like 0 to 100.
I know. I'm like, oh my God.
I don't
this is
even know what
kicking
to
in.
do. So, okay. We really need to start drinking when we get on these podcasts.
When I first listened to your guys' podcast,
Yeah.
with, what is it, Psych for Kids?
It's like for kids.
Yeah, I was just like jumping up and down thinking like, holy shit, this is a conversation I want to get in on, right? Like people being real, like to be okay with not being okay. Like everybody can mess up. Like I know I mess up all the time.
It's not going to be your first nor your last, and you're still going to mess up when you're 70 years old.
Yeah. And to be totally okay with it. And, you know, like going back to parenting, this is a great way to show my kid, I know, because he does have autism, and he was supposed to be all rigid and like can't deal with change. And he's got to deal with me, somebody who just doesn't follow schedule, is always constantly engaging in different hobbies and stuff. And he had to really learn how to deal with that. I think it's okay to be that way. Because now he's engaged, because he never knows what's going to happen.
I think that from like the time where I see my parents and myself and with my kid, I also find that we as adults, we are starting to explore things because we couldn't explore it as children. Because my son is exploring a lot of things, and the way that I see him evolve from when I always tell him, I remember the time I said, hey, remember the time that you started jiu-jitsu and you were like trying to shrimp your way and you were so upset because you couldn't shrimp? Like, he was like, it's so hard and I
What
can't
is
do
shrimping?
it. Oh, sorry. When you get on your back and like you like
Moving side to
side to side with your hip,
Okay.
that's called shrimping.
Okay, cool.
So
I was like, what?
I would always bring that up, and I was like, now you can shrimp your way out of anything. Like, if I literally
Wow,
will
that's
put
amazing.
all my weight on him just because I want to be a jackass because we annoy each other, he's like, if you don't get off, I'm gonna like shrimp out of this, and I'm gonna like put you in a fucking rear naked choke or whatever. I was like, you're gonna fucking choke me, and that thing hurts, by the way. So I feel like we're just exploring our own selves as well, because we didn't have the ability to do that.
And I think now that we have the resources, because even Lara on our show, our previous episode, she was talking about how, I wish I had this 21 years ago.
Yeah.
My son's 21 now, but back then we didn't put an emphasis on feelings and, expressing yourselves. And I think that's super important because
Yes, I think so. Because
EQ over IQ, right?
yeah, my son is, that's the major thing that I want him to really try to understand is emotions, right?
Yeah.
Even though I'm supposedly neurotypical, right? Like, I wasn't taught about emotions. I wasn't taught about like how to feel inside my body. I only realized, I think probably around 35, what hangry is.
Oh God.
I never realized why I would get cranky.
Yeah.
But it was because I was hungry. Nobody taught me that. That's messed up.
So
That was a new term now.
It really,
new term.
was. But like, that blew my mind back then, right? Like,
So because you felt like you were suppressed as a child too, do you feel like you were taught also to be, like work hard, do this, but do you feel like I know this is something that we discussed earlier, that you have such a masculine energy and you don't know how to dial it down? Because I feel like I do that. I probably scare a lot of guys that I date because I'm like, I don't fucking need you. I want you. That's a nice way of saying it. Like, I don't need you,
take a club.
but I want, but I want you. You know what I mean? But it's just like, but I also feel like I do that because my dad was such an alpha male that I was like, you're not going to take my fucking power of everything that I work so hard. Do you feel like it's hard for you to kind of show your feminine side?
Yeah.
Because you have a hard shell?
Do you remember when you messaged me a couple months ago and you're like, can you teach me how to be more feminine? And I was like, what is she talking about?
Seriously.
And you're like, no, seriously, it's a serious question. Don't laugh at me. And I was like, I mean,
I really didn't, because I was always in this constant mode of survival.
Yeah.
I don't think I really became or even explored being female and enjoying that part. Like, I have no idea about shopping. Like, not a clue.
But you know what? Shopping doesn't have to be like a gender thing. Like, because you're a girl, you should shop. I think like being feminine is really just, I guess, just expressing like less dick energy, more like loving and nurturing. I don't know. I have a problem with
But you are also loving and
I
nurturing.
am.
You guys are both.
Okay, I am, yes, to my son. But if I'm in a relationship, I have a hard time having PDA in public. Like, I don't like to hold hands. And I'm trying really hard, guys. And it's just funny because I dated this one guy and it was like he came around and he saw a bunch of guys coming in and he literally grabbed me and like I think he just had a problem with himself of his own insecurity. I was like, can you not fucking touch me? Like,
Oh my God.
don't cuddle me in public. Like, don't.
Oh my God. I got to ask you, dating after divorce.
Are you dating?
No,
currently?
no, stop. We talked about this.
Pineapple.
Pineapple.
So you're not dating.
And yes, no.
Why is it that you're not dating? Because it's been how long have you been separated with your ex-husband?
3 years.
So it hasn't.
4 years.
Do you think that you will eventually open that door to dating?
Oh my God, I screwed up the first time. Like, I don't trust myself anymore.
You're kind of just like jaded and like
Oh God.
traumatized.
I'm really doing a lot of focus on my son because I want to raise a man because I know what it's like when it doesn't happen. So I'm really focusing on my son, but I'm also focusing on myself.
Yeah, that's huge.
I never had a chance. Like, it's always been chasing some man or other, right?
Yeah.
I think that's how women, unfortunately, we value ourselves and with our man. Like, this is how we see ourselves. We have to have a man to feel fulfilled. Or this is what society tells us or whatever, right? And I'm like, yeah, I was with my greatest love. Like, I thought I loved this guy. We were going to be together forever, and that fell apart. And I'm learning to be okay with it. And, restructuring my life. But I know I've got a lot of stuff to fix in myself.
Yeah.
This is also coming from, like, somebody who's already partied, had the good time, because I didn't have a kid till I was older, right?
It's more of a deep reflection you
Yeah.
have to do. I actually told somebody, actually Mo, a friend of ours.
Shout out Mo.
Hey Mo. If you're not watching this, I'm
No,
going to
it's
be
fine.
upset.
Yeah, true.
Because we just gave you a shout out.
I don't understand these shout outs.
So, he asked me a question and I can't remember what it was, but my answer to him was, I'm so afraid of myself, of looking at myself in the mirror. And he says, why? And I said, because I feel like I already know the answer, but I just don't want to do the work of like what my deep rooted causes are and why I do certain things. I'm afraid of myself is what I told him. Do you feel like that's why you like hide doing certain things, because you're afraid of self and
Afraid of ego,
Yeah,
afraid
exactly.
of those patterns.
and you're afraid of calling yourself out. I'm not afraid to call people out, but I don't care if people call me out, but I'm deathly afraid of what Harlene's going to say to herself in the mirror. And I keep hitting my fucking face on this mic.
We were just talking about this, weren't
Damn
we?
it.
We were talking about compassion, and I asked you, do you feel you're a compassionate person?
I said, yes, but I'm not compassionate to myself because I'm harder on myself than anybody else.
Then you're not compassionate at all.
When she said that to me today, I was like, at first I wanted to say, no, that's not true because I'm compassionate.
No, she wanted to say, fuck you.
My God, I love you. She's totally, you know what? I
in
even
my
said,
head.
get the fuck out of my head. That's like my sister-in-law. I call her, she's like that annoying fucking thing on the side of my like right side. And I want to flick her right off because I know she's right and I rebuttal, but then she'll like look at me and she's like, I don't know. I think that's just bullshit. Like she'll really call me the fuck out and I hate her for it, but I also love her for it because she just like, why would you want to have people in your life that's going to sugarcoat shit?
True. You need to be called out on your shitty tendencies.
Exactly.
And I have this conversation with Mark all the time. I'm like, you need to call me out next time.
You know what that is? You guys, okay, so with Fitbits, right? So everybody's involved into this Fitbit, trying to figure out data, right?
Yeah.
So, because I'm a trainer, and having that data is fantastic. Oh, sorry. I keep doing that. I'm so.
You can move it.
You can move it.
Move it with you.
No, I think it's because it's phallic. Sorry. Yeah, so you're looking at that data, right? Because that data is going to show you your behavior,
Yeah.
right? And it's really hard to notice your own behavior because you're inside your own body, right?
Hey,
You're
Apple,
in that-
make a fucking Fitbit for behavior. I think it's gonna sell. Bad. Good day.
It shocks you every time you're an asshole.
But that's what it is, right? Like to notice your own behavior, like, and a great way to do that. And I know you girls are gonna be like, "Oh God, meditation."
I
No
try.
joke.
It is so hard.
hard.
I'm always fidgeting.
I will take you guys through it. I am the most ADHD person, and my own son, who has autism and ADHD, when he needs to calm down and reboot or whatever, he will actually tell me, "Mom, I'm gonna go meditate," or he'll tell me if I'm kind of like going off the wall. Hey. Maybe you should go meditate.
That's amazing, though.
Right? But really what it is, and people are so confused by it, right? Because they think, oh, with meditation, I have to quiet the mind. No, let your mind go. It wants to get out all that shit.
You know what? Okay, hold up for 1 second, because that's the polar opposite for me. I need my mind to quiet.
No, you don't.
But the thing is, there's so much fucking noise in my head.
But that's exactly why. That's suppression.
Okay, hold on.
Oh,
So
sorry.
you're saying that meditation isn't about calming the mind; it's about releasing everything.
Yes.
So basically, when you're sitting there and you're closing your eyes or whatever,
so
what have you, you're
people have
actually
it's-
overthinking to get all of it out.
Oh my God. So people are so like, and this is through my own discovery as well as also studying other like, sages, gurus or whatever, through a yoga practice. But the more you try, and this would be going back to parenting too. What happens if you try to suppress your kid from doing anything?
Oh, they're gonna rebel.
Exactly.
And
So
they're just gonna do it
But
too.
exactly what does your mind do?
Okay, so now I'm gonna release shit out. You're gonna get a bunch of fucking text messages from me.
Okay,
No.
like I don't already at 3 a.m.
But the thing
Yeah, that's
is, and
true.
what I'm also learning through like behavioral therapy, because I've gone through a lot of therapy
Yeah.
from the divorce and all that stuff. But that's another thing too. Therapy's okay because it helps you get into that.
Yeah.
Get into yourself. Like as moms, we don't do that enough, I think. And we don't put ourselves first. But if you can't even understand yourself, how are you going to understand your kid?
Right.
How are you going to understand your husband or boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever it is,
Exactly.
right? Like I put in an effort to relate to my kid.
Yeah.
It's called effort though. It's
Yeah.
not that just I'm going to expect them because you're my kid
Yeah.
and you're supposed to love me, that you're just going to do anything and everything that I say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, of course they're always going to love you, but that's one aspect. There's also respect.
Yeah. And we talk about it all the time that
Yeah.
respect goes both ways. If you want respect, you have to give respect. And that's why I'm so tired of people not treating like kids like they're humans. You know, like humans deserve, every single human deserves respect, and then they'll give respect. But
Isn't that an amazing thing though, to actually look at your child and
as
say,
simple
oh
as-
my God, you're human.
right,
Yeah.
as simple
Right?
as it is, some people just lose that. Right.
Oh,
And
yeah.
especially in like the culture that we grew up in and back in the day, how everything was, it's like respect was one sided. It was, you respect me because I'm older than you.
Yeah, well,
so that's why we
you know
were
what?
like-
I'm older and I know shit. Like, and that's okay because I'm still open to learn,
Yeah.
right? So like,
I think we should always be open to learn because you
Yeah.
should never be complacent in your own life, like ever.
no, and then but the times when it's you don't have the drama going on, when that lake is just placid and calm, we need to take time to enjoy that instead
have
of
a
trying to
hard time
fill
with
it in.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like as women, we don't actually sit there and we complain all the time. I got to do this. I got to do that. Blah 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 blah. Right. But what happens when you actually do get that time? You feel guilty.
Yeah.
Like
Right?
you should be doing
I
something.
should be filling this in. I'm a horrible person. Blah blah blah. How about just changing that and thinking, okay, I know this is the way I'm going to think. I'm going to think I'm going to be guilty. Like, I'm such an asshole for not doing this, that, and the other
Yeah.
thing. How about just catching that, saying, hey, no, I got it. It's okay. I know what you're going to say. Let's try it this way. I'm trying to understand that voice in my head
Yeah.
isn't mine. You know?
Yeah.
It's somebody else who programmed me.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. Like, I don't even know who I am now.
Do you
like,
see what
honestly,
I'm sorry, did I just blow your mind?
Do you see what I mean?
literally
though?
blew my fucking mind.
Do you see what I mean when
am.
do you see what I mean when I say that every time I hang out with her, we smoke weed, and then she tells me all these things about myself that I'm just like,
I just
oh yeah,
I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna be like, I've been living my fucking life.
It's
and
been
I
a
don't
while.
even know
Like,
who
the Matrix, the Matrix.
the fuck I am. It's just,
But the thing is,
this is why I said I don't like to look in the mirror, because that's what it's gonna look back at me.
but you can become anything you want to. You really can. It's whatever you believe. You guys believe this. Look what you manifested. Right?
It's true.
Cheers to
mean,
that.
I mean, she's not wrong.
And then, but if you can break that down and then teach your child, right?
Yeah.
Then that's actually shaping the next generation. So
I just want them to be better than me. Like, this is the one thing that I tell. It's funny because at first I would tell my son, or with Jaden, how education focused he should be, because otherwise he's going to be whatever. But I've shifted with it in the last maybe year with the whole, and I said, you know what? I said, buddy, I get it. There's shit that you don't want to do. There's shit that you're not good at. There's shit that it just takes longer for you to process. I said, let's focus on the stuff that you are good at.
Exactly.
Let's push that way. And I said, obviously, you're gonna have to try a little harder in certain ways. But if you don't if you pass it, great. If you fail, we'll figure out how to pivot. I don't want someone who's gonna give me 80s and 90s and 100s. I'm telling the truth. Jaden will come home and I got 55. I was like, damn, Jaden. He's like, well, I passed. And I was like, oh, well, you do fucking make a point.
I mean, C's get degrees.
but you know,
I don't want perfect. I want him to try.
but instinctually,
It's
you're
not
already
perfect.
teaching him, what is it? When you're able to teach your son or daughter, whatever, your child, that it's okay not to be perfect. You're taking that pressure off them. And without that pressure, they're able to move forward. But if you're really suppressing them, like, you've got to get these 80s, 90s, what the hell does it matter?
You know what?
What does it matter? In the long run, what does it matter? Like, I really had to switch the way I think because my son has autism, right? So his path isn't going to be so cut and dry.
Yeah.
It's going to divert and it's going to twist around and whatever. So I had to really think about, how am I as a mom?
Yeah.
Like, what do I want for my kid? Do I want him to have the 90s? Is that really what I want to focus in on? Or do I want him to have relationships?
Yeah. You know, it's funny because when I used to tell Jaden, oh, you got to get these grades, I was like, fuck, man, I didn't even get those grades.
Yeah, exactly.
So why would you tell?
Why the fuck would I?
Were you believing yourself? Like, were you like, oh my God, why am I saying this?
But you know what's funny is, I did, I just told him, he's gone to high school, and I said, listen, let's just focus on what you're good at. I get it. Whatever resources you need, I'm here to help you.
That's awesome.
But he's fucking pulling in grades that he's never pulled in the last couple of years.
You took the pressure off.
He's coming home and he's telling me, he's so prideful, and he's like, I got a 70. And on top of that, he just told me he finished a course that he had to drop online, and now he got an extra spare. So he's got 2 spares in one semester.
Oh my God.
I'm like, you don't even need to go to school. I was so proud of him because he really
did that himself.
He did it himself. It wasn't me. You allowed him.
Well,
I allowed him just to
go
ensure
through
that
But that's a big thing for parents, moms especially, right? And especially A-type personalities.
Yeah.
Right? Like to let go and
I have a hard time.
and trust that you're a good parent. Oh God, that's hard. Right? Like especially if you've got doubts about yourself, about your own upbringing, blah,
I just
blah,
don't
blah.
ever want to fuck up my kid. I think there's so much pressure that I put on myself that I'm like, okay, Harleen, like if you do this, and mind you, which, my son and I went through something very traumatic four years ago, which has really tightened our relationship. But till this day, sometimes I'll cry in bed and I'll open his door because there's that instant thing that comes to my mind, and I'll open the door and I'll look at him and he's sleeping. He's probably forgotten about it already, but I'm just like, wow, I really fucked up those 3 months, and I'm so glad that I woke up from that like whatever it is I was doing, which I'll eventually share throughout the podcast. But I still have that guilt because I felt so guilty, and it's something that I tell my son that we can openly talk about, and he asks me questions.
That's good.
And I told him, like, I lied to him about something, and he caught me lying. He fucking hated me for that, and I felt bad. So now it's open and transparency, because I've never lied to him before, and then I lied that one time, and it hurt him. And it would hurt me if somebody lied to me too. Mm-hmm. So what makes me think that it's okay to lie to your kids?
Because that's what we were programmed with, right? So it's always that constant battle, because this is what we were programmed with from our upbringing, but then we grew up in the internet world.
Yeah.
And discovered, oh, there's a different way to do things, right? And we're learning from previous mistakes.
Yeah.
And, count it a blessing. Like, could you imagine talking to your parents in that same way?
I cannot.
You know what?
Right?
I actually, I missed my mom's birthday because we were in Victoria. So I took her out for lunch. It was me, Jaden, and my mom. And I was talking to my mom about something, and it irked the fuck out of me because she made a comment, and she was like, well, you have to teach them that is their dad still. And I was like, hold the fuck up. Like, literally, I didn't say fuck because my mom hates it when I swear. And my mom's like, you should have been a lawyer, because all I hear is because like I talk like a million miles. And then I was like, Mom, I get what you're saying, but listen to what I'm saying first. Like, I'm trying to teach her. And because she too has been suppressed by my dad and by her mom. And my grandma, I love her to death. She also tried to suppress me as an adult because I saw something happening when we went to the Philippines. Seriously, I keep hitting my face on this thing. So she asked, and I knew it was wrong, and I was so upset. You know what she said to me? She's like, just turn around and close your eyes. Don't worry about it.
That was their culture, though.
I know. I was so mad. But she also taught me how to be a strong woman.
Which is weird, right?
You can't. That just kind of...
It just contradicts it.
It contradicts it.
Like, what do you want? Do you want me to be submissive? Do you want me to, like... Yeah, no, I get it. It's kind of like having... when you get your first job and you've got all this criteria. They give you, this is... what you have to do in a job, right?
Yeah.
They give you that list. And then, a couple months go by. Without telling you, they start changing shit on you. Like, they start moving the goalpost. It's irritating, right? And that's kind of how we grew up. So it's kind of this sliding scale.
Yeah.
You're not quite too sure where to go. But how do you use that now? Right? Like, how do you use it?
I want to go back to when you're talking about your meditation.
Okay, yeah.
So I know all of us as moms are so high strung. And one of the challenges for me is just being calm, like we were talking about, like just being responsive instead of reactive.
Yeah.
And
oh my
it's
God.
Very, very tough. And
oh my gosh.
That's what I'm working on right now. And I know that it doesn't go so well all the time, but that's because that's how I was programmed. That's how I was raised. And I also want to talk about my process and your process, everyone's process of how they do that.
Okay.
and how they bring it to fruition, because I feel like a lot of moms could benefit from it, because before not too long ago, I was fucking clueless. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, this is just how I am, but it's not just how I am. I can change that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Right? Oh my God, I could talk about meditation and the vagus nerve and the chakras and all that stuff.
And
why
closer.
And why it's so important.
Yeah.
And this is actually how I'm helping my son.
Yeah.
Too. Like, so he has an understanding of how his brain functions.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have to live in this thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, we have to live in this body. Mm-hmm. And it's basically just all hormones, big bag of hormones.
Right.
Right? But nobody taught me this when I was younger. Mm-hmm. No one.
Yeah.
So then you have this, especially as women, we have this love-hate relationship with our bodies.
Yeah. Fuck.
Right? Like, we abuse our bodies, and we create guilt because we don't look a certain way, and it's even worse now through Instagram and all that stuff, right?
Yeah. Do you see the mom that has like 3 or 4 kids and their fucking bodies banging? And I was like,
fuck you.
fuck you.
She's got a lot of help.
Probably.
She's got a lot of help. That's not easy. Oh my God. If you want to have a certain body type, like, because I was a trainer, right? Like, if you want a certain body type, you're working your ass off. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, you are researching how to have a certain body type. You are working out, so you're actually in there and involved. You've got to have a schedule and blah blah blah. So if you're willing to do that, hell, anybody can have the 6-pack. Any woman can have that. How much time do you have? How much money do you have? So putting that guilt on women because, after having a baby, I don't have my 6-pack back yet. That's bull crap.
Yeah.
Right? You got to work for it. Mm-hmm. And the women that do, after popping out a kid, they also have millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Right? And they've got help. Mm-hmm. So it's time to let women off the hook. Mm-hmm. That we can't have our baby body and be that sex kitten for the men. We just gave birth. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Our bodies went through a lot. And then we have to try to get that all, and then get to know our bodies again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? After giving birth. Because now you're a different person. Yeah. You're completely a different person.
Yeah.
And, that also kind of segues into why sometimes relationships break down after a kid.
Why is that?
Things change. Hormones change. The way you relate to your spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, that all changes. You go from being selfish together to all of a sudden you have this human being who's dependent on you. Yeah. And if you can't get that kind of balanced out with your partner, it's hard. Mm-hmm. It's hard. And I think that's kind of what I went through. And I'm learning to accept it. So, and now it's okay.
So what is your, your process then for when you feel like, okay, this is getting too much now. I need to meditate.
I'm learning how to feel. That is, I know that sounds really cheesy and
no, because
I agree. Not a lot of people know how to do that.
A friend of mine told me that I have not processed the grief that I had with dealing with 3 deaths of people that were close to me in 1 year. And I just went off and worked and traveled and
suppressed all those feelings.
Suppressed it. And then from time to time, it just triggers me. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'm fine. Look at me. My life's great. But sometimes I'd wake up at night and I'm crying because I have I say I have no idea, but it's because I've had a bad dream of some sort of the experiences that I've had.
But that's your brain trying to release that trauma.
Yeah.
Right? Like I tell my son, he's a boy. Oh, and he's heard boys don't cry. And I'm like, that's bullshit. I'm like,
it is.
You need to cry. I'm like, it's okay to cry because that's your brain. Because believe it or not, this is the only part of our brain that we can actually see, your eyeballs. Mm. Yeah. Right? And when it's tense, it needs to relax.
Yeah.
And the way it does that is
You cry.
crying, believe it or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
So when we teach our boys don't cry, when we teach our boys, or even girls now, oh my God, like don't feel. This is how you have to be. You're suppressing that emotion, and you're also embedding it into the body. Because I believe that our bodies really hold our emotions. It's our subconscious.
Yeah.
Our bodies hold all this information. Every single experience that we've ever had goes somewhere, right? And to be able to tap into that, going back to meditation now. So when people meditate, they think, I guess, I need to quiet my mind down. I need it to shut up. If I tell you to shut up, how do you feel?
Like I don't want to.
Right? Like I want to come at you, right? Guess what your mind does?
Okay, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Right?
When you put it that way.
When you put it that way.
resistance. It's resistance. But
No wonder it's been so hard. Like it's fucking hard.
But how about embracing those thoughts? Like it's hard. It's really hard because I know some of the thoughts that I have are like, holy shit, like I would never say this to anyone, right? Like I'd get punched in the teeth.
Yeah.
And
I say it by accident sometimes.
right? You're like, oh
Because I have
God.
no filter.
And then you say, I'm sorry, was that rude?
No, but then you know what? Internally, I try to have this dialogue. This sounds really like out there, but to actually hold those words. Oh, sorry. To hold those words. To let those words know it's okay. You have a purpose. You have a purpose.
That is so hard.
It
Like,
really is.
yeah.
It's so hard. It's easy for me to say, right? But to put it into practice. So, like, I challenge you, ladies, and anybody else out there in the YouTube world. Try next time you notice that voice. For me, it's my mom, right? That voice. Next time, accept it. Okay, I know that you're feeling uncomfortable right now, and this is your way of getting my attention. It's okay. I'm going to hold you, and it's okay. And see what happens. So this is something that I've kind of been working on. And, and also breathing helps, like no joke.
Yeah.
But nobody's ever explained to us why breathing helps, right?
They just say, focus
No,
on
just
the
breathe,
breath.
like take 10 deep breaths. But breathing is a way to program breathing and types of breathing is a way to program your mind.
Yeah.
So if you look at it that way, then it has purpose, right? Because breathing is the only parasympathetic. It's the only parasympathetic kind of thing that your body does where you can think about it and direct your breathing. But if you don't think about it, it still goes. It's the only thing. You can't do that to your heart. You can't do that to your digestive system.
Yeah.
It's only your breathing. So it's a way of tapping in. But if you give people this kind of information, then it kind of helps them, I think, instead of like, oh, just shut up. Like I'm failing now in meditation because I can't get my mind to shut up.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with me? Everybody else can do this. This is bullshit. Like, oh my God, please shut up. Oh, I need to do grocery shopping. Shut up. Like, why am I talking?
Yeah.
Like you've got all this stuff going on. But the second you're like, okay, you've got all this stuff to say, go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I lose my headphones.
No, so basically, it's years of therapy in this one podcast episode. Like, how blown is your brain right now?
I just hit my face with this mic again.
Brian.
Bam!
Fuck.
I'm trying so hard to stay away from this because it's so phallic. And what's happening over there?
You know what?
I don't know. This is like
The thing is,
Freudian.
I'm sitting here, and you guys know I don't shut up. I'm
Now
having
you're speechless.
I'm having like I don't know what to say. Like I feel like I need to go home or to go in a deep hole and like
crawl up into
Do you
like the
feel like
fetus.
you've kind of been duped with everything you've believed in about like meditation and getting to know yourself?
You're right. I feel like I have been duped because sometimes I can't sleep at night because I have a zillion thoughts. I don't know how to shut my brain down. I don't know.
Insomnia. Ugh.
And it's been hard because sometimes I will run off 2-3 hours of sleep. But the thing is, I run teams for a living. So like sometimes I'm like, it's go time. And people are like, Harleen, how the fuck do you do it? I was like, it's fucking ready to go. So I come in there, even though I've had 2 hours of sleep, I will do a training, a presentation. And
Oh my God,
I have the same energy right now, even if I'm fucking tired as fuck because
So I'm going to tell you something right now. I was like that early on in my career and stuff, right? Like I was just taking on whatever.
yeah.
Eventually you break down. Eventually
we talked
I
about
will
that,
be
yeah.
your future. Like this is the breakdown.
And I feel like I already had that like breakdown last year where I came back from like this amazing vacation, got back from San Francisco, and then a week in, I don't know, like there was a shift in there was just a shift. I don't know what it was, but I called my brother and I cried to him and I said, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm so unhappy with my life. I was so unhappy for the first week. There was no job, no pair of shoes, no money. And he's like, oh, I thought you like had a great job. And I was like, I have a fucking fantastic job. It pays me very well. I'm a single mom and I'm not struggling. I have this amazing place I'm living in. Like I fucking have everything that I could ever fucking want. But I was so unhappy. I didn't know why. It's because I was chasing shit I didn't need to chase because I was taught to chase that shit.
You're chasing somebody else's dream.
It was never my dream. And the things that I'm happy the most is the one that doesn't cost anything.
Isn't that great though?
Yeah.
Like it's so amazing. And I have to keep thinking about that with my kid, right? Because his dad has way more money than I do and they get to do like all the cool things. And I'm always feeling so bad because I can't do that.
Yeah.
But my sister actually was, she gave me a little golden nugget and said, it doesn't matter what you do. Remember when we were young, all we wanted was to be seen. That's it.
It's important.
And the coolest thing with me and my kid at 10 years old, he still wants to hang with me.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and her kid still wants to hang with her.
Right?
And I only hope that Ava is half the people that your guys' sons are.
She
like,
will.
She will be.
She
because
will.
honestly, I look at your kids and I'm just like, oh, I just want to hug them. And especially because Jaden's older and he's so much bigger than me. I'm just like, I just want to hug you.
Yeah.
But,
I will cherish every moment.
Yeah, and like I just hope that she never wants to stop hanging out with me because at that day if that day ever comes, I'm just gonna lose it. But that's why like I need to cherish these moments. And yeah, I learned a lot from the both of you.
Like kids are, I think when I was growing up, kids were kind of taken for granted, right? You just have them, they're there. They change the channel.
I tell
them
to
get you a
oh my
beer.
God. Has any of your parents like called you when you're fucking upstairs?
Yep.
Harleen! And you come downstairs and it's like, pass me the remote. I'm like, motherfucker,
Yes.
you were 2 steps from the fucking remote and you called me all the way upstairs to get you the fucking remote. That's right there in front of your face. 2 steps.
That is the best way
Are you fucking serious?
to explain Asian childhood.
Is that they have you so you would change the TV channel?
Pretty much, yes. To get to do all that stuff.
Well, I joke with Jaden. I was like, I had kids. I had you because I don't want to fucking do chores anymore. But that's not true.
I need help.
That's not true.
Okay, well, we're just about done for time here. Thank you
I had so much fun, ladies.
Thank you for coming.
We
We
on our show.
appreciate it.
And
For sure, I hope I was able to fill in some time and everybody was entertained.
So we could shoot the shit for like fucking
we
the
can
whole
do
day.
this all night.
We're gonna do it again.
I know, I'm like, even without the cameras, we can just sit here and it'd probably get even crazier.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And we
I'm
get
just
drunk.
so aware of this phallic thing.
So one thing that you could give our audience and anyone that's going through separation or a divorce or thinking of, what advice could you give them?
You know, it goes back to that compassion again, and this is so hard. If you truly feel like you're compassionate towards other people, realize and focus on the compassion for yourself, because you can't truly be that for someone if you're not that yourself. Holy shit, did I ever sound like a yoga person?
Fuck, that was deep.
That was so deep.
Whoa, where did that
so deep.
Jesus Christ, where'd that come from? Oh my God. Like, seriously. But no, like, for real, you know, and have compassion for yourself. It's okay to fuck up. That's the only way you learn. My son is so concerned about, I don't want to mess up. And I'm like, okay, so if you don't mess up, how are you going to learn? Right? You're not going to know what not to do. Kind of like how I divorced your dad. I don't say that part, but that's what I'm thinking. You know, like, you need to make those mistakes.
For sure.
But you have to be okay to make those mistakes in yourself, like as a mom. Because if you can't do that, your kids pick up on it.
And they're the ones who are going to pay for it.
Yeah. Remember, we've already paid for our parents' sins, right? Our kids don't have to for ours. We've got a way to get past that.
For sure.
And part of that, and the biggest thing for women, is you got to take care of yourselves first. This is something that I've been really learning. Like, you really have to take care of yourselves.
Yeah.
And those inner thoughts, because we've been talking about that, let it happen. Embrace it. My challenge to you, Har, tonight, when you're having a hard time, insomnia.
I'm going to call you. Can you sing me a song?
No, no, you don't want me to sing a song. I can play ukulele, though. I'm learning how to play
that's
ukulele.
amazing.
I really am. Because I'm trying to make sure that my brain's still okay as I get older. Seriously. Anyways, so when you go to sleep tonight, or when you're laying in bed and you're like, holy shit, there's so many thoughts, I actually want you to follow those thoughts. Follow them.
Okay.
Just follow it.
There you go.
And then it's going to jump from, you're going to follow this thought. What's going to happen? I'll tell you what happens, okay? Because this is how I deal with my kid too. Because he hasn't been on this planet. Like, he doesn't know how to react and how to deal with, like, you know, people. So I have to tell him.
Yeah.
And then when I tell him, then he becomes more comfortable. So for you, because this is going to be your meditation tonight, okay?
Homework.
Yeah. I want you to lie there. Your mind, because that's what minds do, right? They think. That's actually what they do. So to try to get your brain to stop computing, it's kind of fruitless. Like, it's just going to keep going. So follow it. Find one thing, follow it. What's going to happen is you're going to lose track of that. You're going to lose track of that. Then you're going to find something else. Follow that. And it's going to be a continuous thing until eventually it doesn't matter anymore.
And that's not only beneficial to you, but anyone who's listening, if you want to, you know, have mindful
I guess so.
meditations. Yeah. Just perfect. Go ahead and try this. So, Har, you will be trying that tonight.
I'll let you guys all know how that
Let me know how it goes.
I will. Thank you so much, Maria. I really had a great time with you today. And
thanks, ladies.
Thank you for all of your tips and advice. And, you know, good luck on all your future endeavors. You've just been amazing.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You ladies inspire me. It's pretty cool.
Well, that's why we do this, and we inspire each other, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's enough. Like, women in my generation, women were taught to compete. And this is what I'm seeing in the new generations. Women are starting to actually build each other up,
That's what we're about, just empowering women.
which is really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I love seeing this. It's amazing.
Good. Yeah, we love doing it. And
Yeah,
so,
me too.
once again, thank you so much, Maria.
Thanks.
Thanks, Har, for being here again
Thanks,
once
guys.
more.
I'm going to cry. More wine.
Okay, so that's a wrap for today. I just want to let you guys know we got so much good stuff coming for you guys. I feel like we have all these plans that we want to put it to fruition.
Stay tuned on IG. I promise you, there's just a lot of shit.
Yeah,
like a lot of shit.
So stay tuned, and thank you to our listeners who keep tuning in every week. We love you. We appreciate you. As usual, be responsible, wash your hands, wear your mask, and most importantly, love yourself even on the hardest days.
Compassion.
Bye, guys.
Bye.